Right then, it's a quick walk around video for a really fabulous Honda CR-V. This is a 1.6 SE Navi, so it's got the sat nav fitted. It's the facelift version, as you can see, which always looks fantastic on these cars. It's covered just 47,000 miles from new. There's a full service history. I'll be heading off for an independent MOT, hopefully later today as well. Finished in, it looks black, but it's actually got this, it's beautiful, this colour. It's like a bronze metallic, dark bronze. It looks absolutely stunning on the car. Different light, sunlight comes out, looks completely different, but it is a really sought after colour on this vehicle. Go around the car, you can see new style front end, new headlamps and the chrome treatments. Lights and lenses are clear and intact. There's no cracks, no condensation there. Bonnet, very, very clean indeed. If there's any stone chips, they are very light and minor. Near side, passenger side, beautifully smooth down the panel work, no car park indentations. Near side front alloy, and that's the one that takes all of the bashing because it's closest to the curb, and there's, can't see a mark on there. Near side rear alloy, exactly the same, beautiful condition. Around the back, rear three quarters, really clean. Again, the new style rear end with the chrome strip and silver trim at the bottom. Tailgate all very clean. No marks on there. And off side of the car, again, beautifully smooth down the panels, absolutely crisp. Off side rear alloy, again, lovely. The remaining panel work is stunning. It's hard to believe, it's now 10 years old, this car. It doesn't look like it. Looks like a car that's about 2 or 3 years old. It's in absolutely stunning condition. Coming to the back of the car now, absolutely cavernous boot area. CR-Vs are family cars and can be quite heavily used. Nothing to do with build quality, it's just how they're used. And quite often they can be quite marked and stained in the back, but that is in beautiful condition. The business end for any CR-V is the back. This is where the kids sit, and often can be, again, as with the boot area, really heavily used. But this has been kept beautifully. My camera, by the way, makes the centre seats look almost a bit pinky. They are black, absolutely black, and they are in, again, absolutely fantastic condition. Come around on the front, passenger side, really clean, full set of original Honda tailored mats. Passenger seat again, superb. Coming to the driver's door, really clean and tidy. Same with the driver's footwell area. And the seat again for the cars. I know it's only low mileage, but 10 years old still, but in fantastic condition there. Inside the car now, engine's running, so the dash is illuminated, which looks pretty much like new in all honesty. Sat nav, you can see there, Garmin based, working absolutely as it should. Pop the car into reverse, you've got that lovely clear parking camera, and that complements the front and rear parking sensors fitted to the car. Coming down the dash, it's been kept really, really beautifully. Main dashboard binnacle, hopefully you can see 47,293 miles. Engine's running, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and locking wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 SE Navi. The car's registered AF15 NXD, and with a mileage of just 47,293 recorded. The reason for all of our videos, and especially as I always say this bit, the road test section, is just to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of the cars we're selling, they actually get to see the very car advertised in operation. The reason we feel it's important is because, unfortunately, like lots of people, we've been to see cars which have looked perfectly good in a photograph or a description, but only to get there and find out actually it's got an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car, and that can be really frustrating, you know, whether you've driven a short distance or a long distance, obviously. We also do the road test on these very quiet country roads, this beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is, of course, it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you go and drive in the car. So coming to the car, as you'll know from the advert, it's a one-owner car with a full service history, and that generally means it's going to drive well, and it does in every single way. Twist the key, engine starts instantly, settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter, and temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. It's a brilliant diesel engine. It's got all the trademark qualities you'd expect from a Honda, so they are very tough, reliable and long lasting, just with good regular maintenance. They also happen to have a cam chain, not a cam belt, so you've got no big service looming, and you haven't got an engine joined top to bottom by a bit of a rubber band basically. The engine is fabulous in use, and that's the other lovely thing about it. 1.6 diesel, but it pulls really hard straight away, and unlike a lot of its competitors, which can have a deceptive power delivery where you think they're going to go well, they do initially, but then they die away quite quickly as well. This is a broad spread of power, so you've got a meaningful power band. It makes the engine very flexible, so you can change up nice and early. You're not having to go up and down the gears, which obviously affects your economy, and it is very economical. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. Clutch on the car bites exactly where it's meant to, and it's nice and smooth in operation. Gear change, as you'd expect from any Honda vehicle, absolutely fantastic. First of all, positioning the gear lever, your hand falls absolutely naturally to it. Then you've got one of the nicest gear changes you're going to use in any car actually. It's short in throw, so when you change gear, you're not having to sort of dislocate your shoulder, especially when gear sticks it down here. But the actual quality of the change is simply superb. It's, you know, the engagement you can feel, even though it's cable operated. It's just a lovely, satisfying box to use, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new, by the way. Coming onto the steering and chassis, I always make the point in these videos, by the way, because, you know, quite often you read a road test report from, you know, a motoring journalist who basically doesn't want to drive one of these. They want to drive a Ferrari or a McLaren or whatever it happens to be. But they have to kind of go through the motions quite often, and they literally do. So they'll get in one of these and they go, yeah, it's nice enough, does the job, but it's not very exciting. Well done. You've kind of hit the nail on the head, but they're being dismissive of the car in that sense. It's wrong, because I think the genius of this car is as, you know, it deserves as much merit as, you know, Honda get with some of their sportier cars, because when you get in the car, you've got lovely steering, it's nicely weighted, it's reasonably quick, but it's very accurate. It also tracks nice and straight. There's no vibrations, by the way, at this speed, or any speed up the legal limit. But where it gets clever is the ride that the car gives you is very comfortable. That normally means you've got to have very soft springing, which means when you go through corners, you get that horrible lolloping effect, and with a taller car, that can be particularly nauseating. Where this is clever is when you go through corners, you know, without pretending it's sporty for a second, because it is not, it actually has really good body control. Only if you absolutely launch the car into corners, you know, which no one's going to do with this type of car. It's not that sort of vehicle. You know, driven 8, 9 tenths and below, it's incredibly capable, I have to say. It's a very, very accomplished car. We've owned loads of them and driven over some really challenging roads, so we know just what they're like. We've got relatives that live up in North Wales, so some of the best roads in the country for, you know, good cars, and it's very capable. Also, by the way, this section of road is like the surface of the moon. Absolutely no clonks, rattles, anything from underneath the vehicle. And brakes on the car are excellent. They're powerful. There's no pulsing or vibration when you hit the brake pedal at all. And then finally coming inside, which brings me back to my motoring journalists, unfortunately, because when this was new, it was probably put against some of its competitors, notably things like kind of Volvo, Volkswagen, maybe Audi, you know, but certainly sort of other manufacturers. They always laud the same manufacturers with the same, you know, the best built ones will be the Germans, and that's not actually strictly true. I'm not saying the German cars aren't well built, they certainly are. But where these are genius is in the fact that build quality, to me, and to Honda fortunately, is not just that initial feel, it's actually how it feels after, in this case, 10 years. And this car exhibits absolutely no squeaks, no rattles, and that's common. And what I mean by that is you don't normally hear them in any CR-V. They're beautifully built cars, but the materials they use aren't showy, but what they are incredibly practical, easy to clean, easy to wipe down, knock resistant generally speaking. So they're, it's brilliantly designed. Also, when you're in the car, you've got a lovely driving position, very nice seats in the car, and also really good visibility all around. As soon as you get in the car, you feel very much in control of it. You don't feel intimidated in any way, obviously helped by these huge wing mirrors on either side, which particularly with manoeuvring and lane changing, are very nice. The dash layout itself, this is a highly equipped car, but you get in the car, you can drive it straight away, but generally speaking, a few days in the car and you've absolutely mastered it. And I've got in plenty of cars where I've only scratched the surface of what they can do a year into owning them. They're quite puzzling things. Sat nav, as you can see, working exactly as it should there. Down below that, you've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures on either side, if you really want to. Also, air conditioning pumps out ice cold air, because we checked in a nice warm workshop earlier on. Sorry, it's got down to 3 degrees, just let me know. Dash binnacle in front, nice simple white on black dials, dead easy to take the information in, not over fussy, perfectly done. And then this lovely leather bound steering wheel. There's a reason these are relatively expensive used compared to some of their competitors. It's because they are so much better. They're very sought after, but for good reason. It's a really, really high quality machine. And the point of the videos was to pick up on an issue, and I can find nothing. It drives beautifully.